Womanhood. Super, ain't it? You make a house a home, you're effortlessly beautiful, and manage tons of responsibility. Best part is, everyone knows you can do it. They don't even ask. They don't offer help. You just do it. Every day you get to use your superpowers to save the world. Isn't it great to have a cape? I'm over it. Women are the superheroes that save the world. We know it all, do it all, and be it all. But here, we just talk about it all. Welcome to the Surviving Superwoman Show, where we take the capes off and tell our truth.
Hey, y'all, what's up? It's the Surviving Superwoman Show. I'm so happy to be here. Nice to look at y'all faces. It's your girl, Missy. How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Hey.
Who I got with me?
What's up, y'all? It's DJ.
Hey, DJ.
What's up, y'all? It's Des. It's your girl, Des.
Hey, Dad.
And, today we got somebody sitting in the fourth mic seat.
Yes.
Y'all know our fourth mic is always hot.
Yep.
And so, who we got sitting in our fourth mic today?
Yes, you got Arleen, your local photographer.
Hey, okay, period. Hey,
Shout out to
Let's get hype, y'all. Let's get hype.
Yes.
And so Arleen is very special because she has been a part of Golden Girls group, at least, I don't even know
like
now. 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
It's been a long minute.
Yeah.
Arleen has been ride or die in all type of situations.
Yes.
We love Arleen so much. So
I love y'all.
We a grassroots organization.
Grassroots.
She be with us in the grass.
Okay.
In the roots, in the
No
dirt. in the
money.
Where we about to eat
Listen,
it?
all we ever got money to do is to eat. That's it.
We don't do shit else.
We
We
gonna
just gonna
eat.
eat.
We gonna
You're
eat.
not gonna
We
be
be
hungry.
broke, but we
Yeah.
gonna
eat.
get a slider or two, a taco or two.
Might sneak a drink in there if we
You
got
know what
it,
I'm
but
saying?
the
A
food is
steak or
happening.
two.
A drink is what's gonna definitely happen.
A drink is
Yeah.
always gonna happen too. But yes, we so excited to have
Yes,
you
I'm happy to be here, y'all.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so DJ, what you got going on for us today?
So listen, we have the mental health check-in, right? We go check in with each other and see how we doing.
Mm-hmm.
However, 3 words or less because we talk too much.
Yeah, we always running up against the time.
So we gonna start with this.
No, we're not.
No,
Like
not-
what?
No, we not.
Okay.
I'll start if y'all want me to.
Go ahead, Arleen.
Period.
Go ahead, Arleen.
Okay,
All right.
Not this time, I know we not. That's why.
I was gonna put it together, but I really, if she want to start, go ahead.
This DJ segment, she can go to whoever she want to go to. That's
My bad, I just wasn't done. Okay, my bad. But since I was gonna put it together, but since Arleen
Go ahead,
volunteered,
Arleen. We got to get company first.
All right, so
Company first.
so for me, I do feel at peace. That's gonna
Okay.
be my first thing.
Peace.
that's
do
why
feel
she
it.
should have went first.
Yep,
Okay.
I do feel
peace.
at peace, and I'm definitely anxious at the same time
Okay.
because
Yeah,
and
I
I
feel
think
that.
it's mainly off of what my future is about to bring going into the new year, and me just trying to anticipate like, okay, what's going to happen, how it's going to play out, am I going to be focused enough to handle whatever is coming to my to my plate, and so like that's where I'm feeling like anxious wise. So I'm trying to figure out that, but at peace is like whatever's happened has happened, and I'm content with it, and I'm okay with it.
I love that.
Peace
I love
and
that.
anxious. Ooh, okay.
All right.
Okay. My turn.
Yes.
Like,
That's how I
still
am.
don't know for real, but I'm
3
figuring it out.
words.
3 words for me. Pleasantly suspicious. It's 1 word.
Pleasantly suspicious. Put that in the motherfucking spelling bee.
That's-
Okay.
I'm gonna fail. We'll
It's
go ahead.
it's a word with a dash.
This wouldn't turn into more than 3 words because I'm pleasantly suspicious.
Well, that's 2. So she still technically got 1 more.
I still got 2 more.
Period. She said what she said.
Pleasantly suspicious is 1, and then anxious is 2, and then excited is 3. And I'm a no. I know, but I'm gonna just say I'm excited because Friday. I work for the school system, baby. We get 2 weeks off. I'm gonna tell y'all directly.
jealous.
First of all, I hate it.
Friday.
Period.
How dare y'all make me take
Period.
my kid full time?
How dare
How
you
dare y'all?
get them motherfucking
Why would
kids?
That ain't no
Okay.
vacation. Say
How
no.
Okay.
dare you?
And I don't even work with the kids directly every day. I see the kids a couple times a
Shout out
month,
to
and
you
I
for
love
being
the
on
kids.
point for them
Period.
badass
But
kids.
baby, it ain't the kids. It's the community. It's everybody else. But baby, 2
You
weeks.
can say it. It's the parents, ain't it?
It's the parents.
And all,
Okay,
all
so-
the people
okay,
who work with
so-
kids be
Tell-
like the
tell us-
parents.
What's the tea? What's the tea?
Okay, so the parents
Parents
are
be the worst
motherfucking
part.
crazy. I'm never gonna hold
Parents
you
be
up.
the worst part.
They know, I know, we all know, and they probably say the same thing about me. And baby, I got to be crazy to work with them.
Okay.
The parents are crazy. The staff are crazy. The students are crazy. It's the craziest thing ever.
You're all
But-
crazy.
You know what? It's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay. I'm talking about 110 schools, so we be
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
But
It's a big
baby,
district.
2 weeks. I mean, 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks.
I'm here for
I
it.
don't even know. I don't know because I don't think we're gonna be here either, and so I think I'm just gonna be out here. I don't know.
Not you
Y'all
about to be outside.
outside.
We outside.
But y'all know when I be outside, I throw parties at our
Okay,
house.
now y'all see
because-
why
Yeah.
we now y'all see why we talk too damn much. So
Bye.
pleasantly surprised.
anxious.
Presently
Anxious.
anxious.
And I forgot to
No,
I said
pleasantly
something.
surprised.
Surprisingly
anxious.
surprised, anxious, and
And excited.
And
Right.
excited.
And excited.
All right. Missy, how are you doing, friend?
I got 3 words.
Okay.
Life is lifing.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Life
I
is
ain't even
lifing.
gonna explain it.
But you the bomb at life.
Period.
You are.
That's what you
I
gotta know.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I can embrace when I'm just going through the fatigues of life, and that's okay because they make you better. It's a
It's some shit
workout. You know
coming.
what I'm saying?
It's some shit
It's
coming.
some shit coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've already declared the tour, so I'm just gonna hold out for that. I said what I said.
I
So
still can't
life
get
is
over
life,
City
but
tour
you
coming
know
near
I'm gonna
you.
take my shit to the motherfucking chin like a real nigga.
Manifestation, okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I cried
These niggas
earlier.
believe in manifestation.
I cried earlier, but I'm still a real nigga.
You are.
I'm still a real
Absolutely.
nigga. So
Like you, okay, like you're like a person that I already know is gonna be great.
Mhm.
Like you one of the people that everybody around you knows. So it's like, yeah, it's
You'll
like
be all right.
it's like just time. It's like she just need a
Yeah.
little more time
Yeah.
because you know she's gonna be like famous outrageously or
Period.
something.
Or
crazy.
something.
Like,
No,
I ain't gotta be famous,
And
baby.
is-
Get me rich. I'll take rich.
but like both and it's not many people, but you're like a
I
both
feel it.
and.
I
And the rest
appreciate
of us
that.
are just like, well, we just gonna wait until she blow the fuck up.
Mm,
Like,
I
you know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
it.
Like, hopefully
Absolutely.
this bitch let us into the show, but she's gonna be great. You know, what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate that. I appreciate the
So.
fuck out of that because
Great.
even though I know that, it doesn't always feel that way. So validation from your sisters is always a beautiful thing. That's
Please
why I
remember
love
that
being
when we
here.
show up
very
in
uplifting.
Vegas trying to get in and shit because we ain't got no ticket.
Because I want
Baby,
remember
VIP
it.
passes.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't want to be waiting in a line, okay? We don't want to be
We
waiting in
gonna
no
be at the door
line.
like
I'm in the building. My bitches is on the ticket. That's
we
the fuck out.
gonna be at the door like surviving Superwoman.
No,
Tell-
no,
tell,
no, no,
Tell her
no.
she know what the fuck it mean.
No,
Nah,
no.
tell her we gonna come back there if she don't. She know what the fuck it mean. Like, I just need a
But
seat.
no, life is life, but it's okay. Like every dog got its day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Every day ain't gonna be beautiful. But, you know, I'm built for it. I'm gonna rise to the occasion. Not trying to be Superwoman or nothing. I just know I ain't no hoe. And it is what it
You ain't
is.
your mama ain't raised no bitch. You ain't
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
I ain't never raised
You
no bitch.
good.
Ain't never raised no hoe. So, you know.
Recuperation time matters.
And it's probably a break that I needed.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie.
And it's around the holiday.
because I
we
would
on
distra-
holiday break
I
together.
distract the fuck out of myself
Yeah.
for as long as I can. So, it's probably
My
needed.
nigga, I'm on holiday break with you.
The thing is,
I can't
ain't
wait.
got no mo- I'm
Me
not gonna
either.
have no money.
Me either. That's the best part.
Let's go sled, bitch.
I said, there's always ways to make money. Don't ever say that now. Listen.
We gonna figure. Listen, we gonna be out here
Yeah,
splitting
but
for
no,
real.
that's
No
what
way.
this whole check in. My life is life, but I'm gonna be good.
You gonna be good.
Cause
You
I
gonna be
know
good.
I know what's up. You know,
Yeah.
you just got to deal with the
You are
emotions of it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to deal with the emotions of it. They happen. They real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't act like I don't feel a type of way. However, I don't think that I'm exempt from the trials and tribulations of life. It's just my
Right.
turn. It won't last forever. I'll be all right.
Amen. I love that.
All right.
I'm ready, DJ.
So I've been thinking about this all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the mental check-in she been thinking about all day.
Because I had to give my 3 words. Okay. Drained, vulnerable,
Interesting.
Aisha.
Who is Aisha?
What the fuck?
Aisha Curry.
Oh, Aisha Curry. Okay.
Nah.
We gonna need more than 3 words. Go ahead. Just let us
Absolutely.
know.
You gotta
And
explain
make
that,
you
Aisha.
fast.
But and because I feel like this is about to be a clip. Now spit that shit, DJ.
So listen, everybody talk about like why did all the men, it's a full conversation on why A should do the most, right? Steph ain't paying her no attention, and she out here just doing the most.
And she ain't did the most. She said
And
one
she
thing
really
one
ain't just
time.
did the
Just
most.
once.
She literally said
She
one
just
thing
once.
one
She didn't
time.
even say he wasn't paying attention, but okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
She
Right.
didn't even say that. But I feel very just we had
Say
our
it.
first. So me and my husband had our first counseling session today,
Okay.
and it was a lot.
Okay.
I boohooed the whole fucking session. Couldn't, barely could talk. Like I irritated as shit. Cause why the fuck am I
That
doing
mean
all
you've
that?
been pinning some shit up.
Absolutely,
boo-hoo,
as
counseling
I always
session.
do. Cause
Come
I went,
on, DJ, with the boo-hoo. Because
I
the bitch
walked
don't never
in there-
boo-hoo.
I walked in there like,
Come on,
Come
emotions.
on, boo-hoo out. We
I-
boo-hoo
Cause
for the
you
next
so
fucking
tough.
5. nigga.
Vulnerability.
I am.
I'm here
first of
for
all,
it.
I'm an East
I'm
Side
here for
thug,
it all.
Okay, I'm an East Side
Period.
thug.
East
That's
Side.
okay.
I'm
East
East
Side.
Side.
We on the east side.
That's it. East Side all
I'm
day.
from West Michigan.
Oh,
Far
but-
west side.
Okay.
Don't cry. and
I'm
I
not from the
went
west side
in
of
there,
Detroit, West
boo,
Michigan.
But
boo fucking
DJ,
who
as somebody
ain't.
who understands that wholeheartedly,
God.
as somebody who
You needed
understands
it.
that wholeheartedly, you needed that.
And I'm just feeling real, and it is what it is. I'm feeling real, just unappreciated, not seen, and just that's just Aisha's just the word that because
Okay.
that was just such a hot
So,
topic.
so you
Yeah.
finna be out here fine?
And,
Is that what I like? I'm trying to
I
figure out
just
what.
I feel
what are we
like
getting
I
from
need to
this?
remember
Because we
that
just
I'm
said we
that-
off work.
I need to remember who I am. That I'm
you
DJ,
off work?
we just
You
said
off
we
work,
off
ain't
work.
you? Ain't
Don't
you off
bait.
work?
Listen, if you bait me, you better stand on business.
Hey, she
We
off
are
work.
outside. Look.
as a Friday
She
at
at
noon.
work.
As
She
a
at work.
Friday
At
at noon, I'm
noon.
off.
Yeah,
She
me
at
too.
work.
Me too.
Friday
Now
at
listen,
noon,
God,
I'm off.
We're
what are you
broke.
doing?
We're
I
broke,
don't
baby.
go back
Money
to the
ain't-
Everybody,
baby.
everybody off for real,
Money-
for real.
Money ain't a thing. Money ain't a thing.
I don't go back until the 3rd, but I'm like,
I'll post a braid special tomorrow. What's good?
Period. Period.
because
I don't have a
Give me
special.
till Sunday.
Listen,
Okay, I don't have a special.
I already know what hairstyle I'm gonna get.
Okay.
I know what hairstyle I'm going to give you, bitch.
All right.
It's called the individuals.
So we on the Surviving Superwoman show. Thank you so much
Moving
for all
on.
of y'all.
That was
stuff.
a great mental health.
Yeah.
check.
It wasn't
It
great.
was too much.
It
We
probably
talked
was
too
30
much.
minutes, but that's all right. So, y'all know we on a Surviving Superwoman show, and it's important to always, kind of review the things about us that's super, and the things about us that we gotta kind of work on. So, my question to you is, today we're talking about a pretty vulnerable subject. I don't really think I want to talk about it. Like, it's a trigger for me, but I'm gonna go there. So we're talking about aging parents. So at the time of life that we're in right now, like we're in that middle child phase, your J. Cole middle child, where, you got the babies that's taking you for lunch and then the babies you taking for lunch. You know what I'm saying? It's really like that. Like your OGs is out here taking care of you and you out here taking care of the motherfuckers under you.
Yeah.
And this is around the time that you have to deal with transitions in your families, dynamics, and things like that, and specifically your parents aging. And so, how do you deal with it? And so, I'm gonna ask, what is your superpower in relation to your parents, or caregivers? And then, what's your superpower? We'll start there. DJ, what's your superpower?
I'm gonna say understanding. Like, my mama had me when she was young.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, now that I have these 2 kids, like, I understand, because I didn't have my kids when I was young, but I understand now, being a 20-something, 30-something parent, like, I really understand her as a person and not just as my mom.
Okay.
And that's
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 intense, yeah.
very recent. It's not, because that's always my mama, but now I'm able to really sit there and be like, all right, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like, I really get it and take that into consideration when I'm dealing with whatever with her. Because I get it now.
Yeah. Arleen, what's yours?
Being reliable, really, to my parents. They count on me for everything. I'm the only child, so I am who they call. Okay, when mama needs something, she's calling my name. You know, when my dad needs something, he's calling me. Like it could be, what's the Wi-Fi? Can you plug the I'm so serious.
Baby, that's some real shit.
It could be it could, and that's the part that gets to me because it's like, you know what I'm saying. I know that, like, my dad, he don't mess with no technology. Okay,
No, they don't.
he don't, even when it comes to his phone, he don't mess with no technology. If you don't do it for him, he gonna slam the dang. It's gonna be broke. It's gonna be broke.
It's gonna be broke.
It's gonna be broke.
Irritated the fuck out of him.
It's broke.
Shit, I be ready to break the
And
balls sometimes.
I'm like old school. Okay, look, chill.
Let
All
the
right.
episode of Baddies be out in the Wi-Fi acting up. Oh, it's smoke. I feel them. God damn it.
Okay, Missy, what's yours?
Ooh, so I gotta put shit in perspective. This topic is hard for me just because both of my parents are deceased, and I was raised by my grandparents. So I kind of don't even know what approach how I'm supposed to approach
Even
these
with
questions.
your grandparent, like Bessie, Bessie Ma's parent.
So, as far as my superpower, I'm going to say being grateful.
Okay,
and
that's
appreciative.
beautiful.
I was raised by both of my grandmothers, who are both still the two grandmothers I'm referring to are both still alive. So I'm very grateful for that. But also, even more so because it's not something that they had to do, and they did it, and they didn't. Even in both of my grandmothers raising us, they were on opposite sides. One is my paternal grandmother, the other is my maternal grandmother. And they were able to work together to get us all raised. We're all doing okay for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a lawyer. My brother's a truck driver. My sister is a nurse. My other sister is a dental assistant. You know what I'm saying? My little brother is getting his CDL. So we're doing well despite the circumstances. So I just really appreciate
That's beautiful.
the fuck out of that. Because they didn't have to do that.
They didn't. They didn't.
That's where, I think I guess that's a superpower, just being grateful.
That is. Because it could be, especially in this journey, because it's hard to do.
You can be on the opposite side of it and just always being down on yourself as well. And, like, you'll speak that into existence, which ain't good.
And being
either.
frustrated and angry. It's so many ways you can play that.
Yeah. I still had those emotions, but, just...
But you choose optimistic, like, to be optimistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that itself is...
That's a superpower.
It's the hardest thing, but it's the most important thing. Yeah. At least in my opinion. So my superpower, really quick, I want to say it's to being reliable too. Like, my superpower is to be there. I'm gonna figure it out. Like, if it ain't nobody else in the world I'm gonna figure it out for, it's gonna be for my parents. Especially my mom, but my dad too, to be completely honest. The blessing about my dad is, like, even though he has been through a lot of stuff, like, my dad be coming back up swinging. Like something happened, I'd be like, "You good?" He'd be like, "I'm good," and he be good. You know what I mean? Like, my mama would be like, "Okay, let me help you up," but my daddy, okay, he be good. We be keeping it moving. So I'm gonna say the being reliable too. I'm going to figure that shit out. I'm gonna, as irritated as I am, as mad as I am, as irritated, because I be irritated. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna definitely figure it out because the irritation is crazy. Okay, so what is your kryptonite? And let's do this real fast. But DJ, we'll start with you again. What's your kryptonite when it comes to your parents?
Patience. I have none. I am my mother and my grandmother's child, and the three of us do not have patience. Point blank, period.
That's amazing.
And if
As a
y'all
unit.
if y'all hear my mama talk, she'll say some wild ass shit. Me and my
have a
mama
little
be
bit.
Button heads.
here. I mean, here. And, she was such a hard ass, like, shit didn't bother her. It rolled off. Well,
She made it seem that way.
made it seem like it didn't. But my mama about sensitive as fuck. And I just...
You just like her. That's why your ass was crying in therapy today.
Couldn't control it.
Because you was being a
And,
East
but I
Side
be
OG
sitting there
every
because
other
that
day.
ain't... But the mama that raised me, that's not the mama that I see now. Because why the fuck is this shit getting to you like that? What you mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
It probably got to where then.
and I gotta calm down.
Yeah, me too.
And be like, okay, who you really feel? Who? And that is so hard for me to do because I wasn't, the way I was brought up was like, you either go take this shit, I said what I said, it is what it is, and that type of thing. So now, that's how I act. But it, it hit real hard for her right now, and I gotta learn to pull back, and that's so hard. Oh, that's hard.
I believe that for sure. Arleen, what's your kryptonite? So
Saying no, really, especially when it comes to my parents.
Oh, man, oh man,
you gave me life. How dare I tell you?
Saying no to them is like the hardest thing because you say no to them, it's gonna be blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like even when it's for your own mental health.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even have the space to like be like, okay, I need to do this for myself, and you need to give me the space so that I can do this for myself. Yeah.
That's I can't go into it because that's gonna trigger me. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, child. What's yours?
Kryptonite. My fear. Growing up, not having my parents around like that, all you have is your grandparents. And my grandmother in particular was very intentional about making sure that I knew how to live without her. Yeah. But I cannot imagine it.
Nope. I understand that for you.
I get that. That's beautiful, though.
Yeah.
She made sure.
Yeah.
And
That even in
both of them, ultimately, we, I'm gonna be good. My siblings gonna be good because they were really good about being real with us. You know what I'm saying? As much as they could be, letting us know what they knew. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no rule book, but they gave us what they had, and it was enough to get us to where we needed to be.
It's enough.
So, what I do with that is ultimately up to me. But that's my kryptonite. That scares the fuck out of me, like, cause it's already a generation between me and my grandparents already gone.
Yeah.
So the reality of that is sobering as fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
And both of my grandmothers, like, real deal OGs. Like, they, like, my grandma, my paternal grandmother, baby, she still do push-ups against my nephews. Okay? She want all the smoke.
She one of them.
She one of them. She turning up. She takes shots with us. Like, that's my motherfucking dog.
I love her.
And then my maternal grandmother, now she's a little more fragile. She's older than my other grandma. You know what I mean? She's older, a little more fragile. She's experienced, I think a little more heartbreak. She's lost my mom and my uncle. It's just been a lot for her, and it's taken a toll on her health. Yeah. In addition to her just being older, you know what I mean? And she scares the dog shit out of me sometimes. Like, she be doing so good, but then something happened, and it rocks her.
Yeah.
And so, like, when my mom was going through her health issues right before she passed, it affected my grandma so much where both of them was, like, at the hospital at the same time. It was just a lot to handle. And so, it just makes the reality feel more real, and it scares the shit out of me. Like, I can't even lie. Like, they've been preparing us for this my whole life, but
Absolutely.
I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
Especially after my parents being gone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not prepared.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
I can't believe y'all got me on this bitch crying.
It's cool.
I had
You
a
be
day.
alright.
Yeah.
See, now you see. That's why I got the tissues.
It's not tissues.
definitely
Miguel had gave us napkins Napkins, y'all.
Came in handy.
Understand, they are
Those
napkins.
are best
But
ones.
listen,
Look.
But they
okay.
better than tissues, because
And these
tissues
ain't
be
gonna
breaking.
flake under your eyelashes.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Tissues be leaving residue.
Yeah.
But
I'm all right.
okay,
You might as
so
well read these cake
for
rights.
me, my kryptonite. So my kryptonite, my kryptonite is my trauma, right? So my mama was Superwoman, right? And so a lot of reasons why we sitting here of surviving Superwoman is because of my mama, period. Like, because she fooled the shit out of me and made me believe that Superwomen were regular. And
That she was
Yeah.
invincible.
and that shit was
Yeah.
fucking normal.
Untouchable.
And it's not.
And my
Yeah.
kryptonite, to be completely honest, is when I look at her and she's not Superwoman.
Yeah.
And she's getting older and more fragile, and it's just things. And it makes me so fucking angry. It really does. And it's nothing. I can't blame nobody. I can't say nothing to nobody. I can't do nothing but swallow it. And it makes me want to be the Superwoman to the utmost space, even though I know that it's counterproductive to what anybody needs. Like, the truth of the matter is, being Superwoman is not realistic.
Right.
And you're going to look up and your body and your mind and everything is going to be fucked because you spent your whole life trying to do that. And I know that. And I almost got a little bit of resentment because I think I see that a little bit in my mom. Because she been Superwoman my whole life. And it's like, that's my identity. Like, that's what the fuck you told me to be.
Yep.
That's deep.
It's a lot, bro. It's so much.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I know.
don't know how
Why
to
are we
do
talking
it.
about this? I'm so mad at us for picking this. I'm so mad.
I don't know how to be. I don't know the best decisions. I really don't
won't
know. And it fucking sucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
To just...
The
I did
helplessness of it.
everything that
Yeah, 'cause
everybody
you
told
don't-
me to
You
do,
can't
right?
do shit about it.
I
Yeah.
don't
did
know what's
everything
gonna
everybody told me to
happen.
do. Go to college, to get good grades, all that shit, and it's like, it's just not enough.
Yeah.
Nobody prepared you for this.
Nobody
You can't
did.
save the day.
It's no
can't-
rule book, and like you
You
would think
can't
so, like,
save the day.
You
Save
can't.
the day. So my kryptonite is just my trauma of what saved me. Be clear, right? I can't sit here and be who I am without the Superwoman mentality. But there gets to a point that it runs out.
Yeah.
And it's not enough. And that adrenaline is not enough to save you. And it's like, shit. Like, I've been doing this on survival all this time, and then I get here and I can't. And now I'm here and I don't know what to do. And so my kryptonite is just what I thought was a positive, which ended up being
Unattainable.
Yeah.
Unattainable.
Unrealistic.
Yep.
So, sorry guys. But
It's all right. It happened to me too, friend.
yeah.
I tried my best. I was trying to hold it down. I tried. Okay.
I do.
Well,
we got the tears.
We at
in
that
here
part of the
early,
show. We
baby.
barely got it started. Because we at that part of the show.
And this is the
Where,
beginning.
We're moving this.
Where
This,
This-
I just want to hug.
oh. We didn't even know you was here.
I did. I was like, oh man, I'm seeing tears.
You will come in on the episode where we crying.
I
You come in on this
My
one.
superpower is big ass hug.
Thank you.
I don't know you gonna
Dean, this is
No, it's fine.
Arleen.
Hello,
Arleen,
how
this
are
is Dean. Guys, this is Dean.
Okay, I'm gonna get out y'all.
No, we appreciate you though. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. So yeah, y'all. We at that part of the show where we do the reading of the Cape Rights. And the point of that is because as you can see, being the Superwoman ain't really sustainable. And we need to have room and space to have these conversations, have the support of each other while we have these conversations, to know you're not the only one in all of that. But in order to get the substance of it, you got to take the cape off. You got to get that level of vulnerability. So the reading of the Cape Rights is very simple. It's a sentence that we're all going to say before we get into the real discussion questions about our aging parents. All right, so the Cape Rights state, I'm not a superhero. I'm taking my cape off, and my only obligation is to tell my truth. DJ?
I'm not a superhero. I'm taking my cape off. My only obligation is to tell my truth.
Arleen?
I'm not a superhero. I'm taking my cape off. And my only obligation is to tell my truth.
All right, big dog Dez, you got
Come
this.
on, baby.
I struggle every week. I struggle this week for sure, though. Because I feel like I need to be a superhero. But I'm not a superhero. I'm taking my cape off. My only obligation is to tell my truth.
Okay. So, we're going to start it off just, giving some background. As you know, the topic is aging parents. And so I just want us to, before we get into it, for everybody to talk about what the family dynamic is like with your parents. Like, how old are they? Do you have any siblings helping you out? Those types of things. And so I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Like I said, we were all raised by our grandparents for the most part, except for my youngest brother. He was raised partly by my father before he passed, and then his own mom. But for the most part, the rest of us were raised by our grandparents. My paternal grandmother was born in 45, so that makes her, 77? She's going on 77. I think that's the math. Y'all, I'm a lawyer. I ain't no accountant.
That's crazy.
Right?
Wait,
Okay.
it's 2023. She was born in 45. So that makes her what?
That calculator.
Yeah, y'all know. So she getting up there, and then
And she don't want us calculating her age.
she do not, and not putting it all over this podcast. Cause my grandma said she ain't old,
Don't
and she
do
said
that.
what she said.
She said
and
what
then
she
my
said.
maternal grandmother, is 80. I think 86.
Okay.
So both living great lives, you know what I mean? And each of us, it's kind of weird because each of us, we kind of, oddly enough, have our assigned grandparents, for lack of a better term, because I was mostly raised by my paternal grandmother. So I'm pretty much the one she calls on. I take care of her needs and stuff like that as much as I can. My maternal grandmother is more of my sister Fallon. My maternal grandfather was more of my brother Marcus, but he also helps with my grandmother and stuff too on my mom's side. And then I have 2 other siblings. They don't share the same mom as me, but they have their own responsibilities as well. So that's just kind of the dynamic. Very blended. We're very blended. You know what I'm saying? The crack epidemic and war on drugs did a number on us for sure. So it's just very, yeah, it's just very, it's a mouthful to explain. But that's just where we at with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, DJ, what's your dynamic? What's your relationship like with your family, and as quickly as possible?
We're very close, but my family is very small on both sides. So my mom had me when she was young. She was 19. My biological father, that's another episode. But she got with my father when I was 1. So they had me when they was like 19, 20. Both my grandmas on both sides raised me, right?
As you say, got with your father when you were 1. I just want to clarify that's your stepfather that your mom's been with since you were 1.
Yes.
So you look at him as your dad.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like nobody can tell me that ain't my dad. He is my dad.
Yeah,
like that.
basically.
I never
down the aisle, everything.
right.
Yeah,
I don't know
beautiful.
my biological dad. At all.
Okay.
So both my grandmas raised me, right? I have a younger brother. We're 5 years apart. But both my grandmothers literally raised us.
I know.
'Cause my grandma just died like this year. So that's hard to deal with. But we was always close. Super close. Like we stayed in 2-family flat, lived with each other, like me and my paternal grandma, my dad's mom. But my grandparents raised us. So I called him my mama. So it's we was real close. Like,
girl, I feel you.
That's my mama.
I feel you.
Like I have my mom, but
I feel you.
this is my mom. Right. She was everybody, both of them. I had both of them. No, I don't, but I had both of them. They was both mamas to everybody.
So
So
you had two big mamas.
two of them.
That's a beautiful thing. The
It
hurt
is.
from losing it sucks, but
It
the
sucks.
opportunity is a beautiful thing.
I'm glad I'm able to like say that. But I had two of them.
Yeah. Arleen, what's your family dynamic like? You got siblings? Like, what's your parents?
Nope.
Like,
It's just me. And
are you the only child on both sides?
I am the only child on both sides, my mom
Really?
and my dad. So when it comes to everything, as far as anything they need, I'm the one who they call. And so sometimes that's a lot on me
Yeah.
because it's like y'all pulling me in so many different directions. And it's not even like, my thing is like, the one thing that I ain't gonna necessarily say I dislike, but that's what it really is pulling me in different directions when I have an agenda to get to and y'all putting other stuff
Your
on my
own
agenda.
goals. Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying, it becomes distraction because I feel like I already got ADHD. So it's like, you know, you throwing this stuff on me and it's like, all right, well, now I got to do this and do that and do this. You know what I'm saying? I love them to death for it because, you know what I'm saying, they raised me. So it's like I feel kind of obligated to do it because of that reason as well. Like, you know what I'm saying, they putting a roof over my head and, you know, making sure that I need what I need. So at this, you know, age where I'm at, where I'm able to make sure that they got what they need. And so yeah, it's just that's my dynamic when it comes to, you know, my family household. Then I have a bonus dad as well, so you know, he needs stuff and you know needs attention and, you know, want that love and support as well. So it just be a lot in regards to that aspect of my life style when it comes to the parents.
Yeah. Yeah. The only child on both sides, that's pressure.
That's a
No, it's
lot.
pressure. It's pressure.
That's
It's
pressure.
and
It
it
is.
never gets. And then one thing about it, like they never unlearn. Like they don't unlearn anything, so they're stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Whoever they are, like that's who they are
That's
themselves.
stuck in their ways.
And like
Baby.
even when it come to eating healthy, like bro, I be like, bro, you don't even need the fried chicken, bro.
Oh my
You don't even need
No,
it.
for real. They
You
won't
know,
let. Yes,
They ain't
you
letting
can't
that
tell.
go. You ain't letting
I ain't
them
even
go.
getting into
Like
that,
Granny,
child.
you can't stop eating ribs just at least for 1 week.
Leave the pork away. Leave the pork alone.
At least for 1 week. No, I don't like my greens cooked like that, baby. You was just sitting in the hospital because of them greens before. I'm gonna need you to lay off.
It's the salt,
Right.
baby. It's the salt.
You can eat greens
So-
without all the salt.
I'm gonna talk about my family dynamic before I respond to that. All of that, because all of that is my life, child. every piece of the chicken, the green, every
All
piece.
of it.
But my family dynamic. So, I am one of 3 total. I am one that is. There's 2 on my mom's side and technically 2 on my dad's side. So I have 2 older brothers. One that I share with my mom and one that I share with my dad. The one that I share with my dad passed. He was shot when I was 8.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Legit by a serial killer. If you want to know the truth.
That's crazy.
In Houston, Texas.
That's crazy.
I know. Crazy story. But one of the most beautiful people I ever met. Like, when I was a child and he passed, you know, it hurt. But then as I started to get older and experience things, I was like, damn. Like,
Sometimes it take you to get older to realize
like,
what you
damn,
lost
my
as a
brother.
kid.
I wish my brother
Sometimes
was
you don't
here.
get it till
you know,
Yeah.
and see and noticing who he was now, like being able to reflect on who I seen as a child, and I'm like, damn, he was dope.
Yeah.
Like he would have really helped me with this, and he would have
Beautiful.
really
He was
made
your
me feel
older
great
brother?
with
And
it.
he still is.
Everybody's older. Yep.
He's an angel for you.
Oh,
Like,
baby, he been looking
well,
out.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I
what
still
I'm
talk
saying.
to him. Maybe times
Yeah.
I be like, Eric, okay, because what is going on? I don't know. I need you to talk to the man upstairs because he ain't listening to me.
Yeah.
There's something ain't going right, child. Like, you know. But then I also had my older brother Lamont with my mom. He is still living and well. He just chooses to not be a part of my mom's life like that. I mean, he talked to her sometimes.
So y'all
but
estranged. Is what
definitely
you're saying.
estranged.
Okay.
He ain't talking to me. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea why. But you know, people have their shit. He could be mad about a bunch of things. I might represent something with trauma. I don't fucking know. Don't have time to even deal with it. But I say that to say any needs that my mother needs is all falling on me, even though I'm the youngest.
So it's given only child.
It's heavy only child. Heavy only
The
child.
responsibility.
And you know what? It's almost a layer of bitterness added to the only child because it's like, yeah, I'm
you're
the
not
only
in
child,
real
but
life
I'm
the
not.
only child. Right.
Exactly.
And
Like,
you're not even the oldest, right?
Yep.
no, he's
You're
7
the
years older than me,
youngest.
and we grew up in the same house. But you know, I ain't got time because
Tell
I
him
go
about
there with his
himself.
motherfucking ass. Okay, and it just is what it is. So my mom has had a lot of health scares over the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and he's pretty much been estranged about 6 years total. He is back speaking to my mom, so they talk on holidays and shit like that. But that don't do nothing but grind my gears because
Fake.
Right. What about the rest of the year?
So my family that is my family dynamic. As far as immediate, my dad has 10 brothers and sisters though, huge family. So I have to make sure I put that part in there. Huge family. He has 7 sisters, 3 brothers, huge. Okay,
Lots
when
of
I say,
cousins.
and Muskegon is real small, and baby, we take over. It's a lot of us. Like when Elijah came for the first time, he was like, "You got a whole church basement of people who got the same face as you."
Y'all
I
all do
I
look
know.
alike.
Y'all
Like,
do.
every
You can
single
tell
one.
y'all related.
And I be irritated.
Ooh,
It
you
took
can
me
tell,
years to
yeah.
admit that shit. But it took me years.
They
I did
look
not
alike.
able to
Like,
admit
her
it.
genes strong.
Them
But
jeans
every
strong,
one of us
baby.
do.
Yeah.
In their own way. Like I can be next to one cousin and I don't think these 2 cousins look alike at all.
Yeah.
But I could be next to one and next to the other. And
It's
I
like a
look
y'all
spectrum.
look
Like,
like-
you know how
yup.
things go from like yellow to orange to red
That's how my dad
to
family
purple.
is.
That's how they go. It's
It's
like
like
eyes, the
it's like a
nose,
progression.
yup.
Who look like
Yeah.
granddaddy and grandma the most type. Like
And and because of the drug epidemic, because my dad's drug of choice wasn't crack, but it was still during that time. But the drug epidemic, a lot of other things, like, you know, it's a little bit of an not estranged, but I just wasn't around that much. You know, my dad had some troubles that kind of separated me a little bit. Just, you know, I was able to do what I do, but whatever. But my dynamic is that I have a very small family on one side and a very big one on the other side.
Same.
And in
same
both
way.
situations, I'm still the only child. But shout out to my daddy being married. Shout out to my stepmama Kenya, because baby, I wouldn't make it as this child without my stepmama Kenya.
Yeah.
Okay, don't give a fuck. Shout out to Kenya.
All right.
Period.
All right.
All right, Kenya.
So, the next question. What was the next question, Des?
Well, so what is the hardest part about being this middle child age? You know, like we're all in our mid to early 30s and we are really starting to see our parents differently, right? In generations, you know, because for me it ain't just my parents, it's my aunts, it's my play aunts. It's, you know, like, okay, so the Golden Girls is a thing, but understand that the Golden Girls not only came from the old women on TV, my mom and her friends have been calling each other the Golden Girls since I've been alive. And so, like, seeing all of them get older, you know, all of these different things. So what is the most difficult part about seeing those generations that you aspire to, that you role model under, that you love and appreciate get older? Like, what's the hardest thing?
I would say, honestly, not necessarily the hardest thing, but I would just say, you know, I just try to cherish those moments because they go so quick. Like, even when you were saying about your grandmother and stuff like that, like, I remember when my grandmother passed. And when I say that was, like, the hardest thing in my world, like, couldn't nobody tell me or anything at that moment. Like, I felt numb to every emotion there was because of it. So I just say always just cherish those moments because you're not going to get them back, you know? And that was, like, my thing, like, just making sure that, you know, I'm there for them, like, you know what I'm saying, regardless, because you don't know.
Yeah.
I
You
love
don't,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
For me, it's making sure I'm listening. Because the thing about being raised by super women, whether it be your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your great grandma in some of our cases, right? They're not the most vulnerable. So when they're trying to hint at you or tell you that they need you or they miss you or, you know, that is one of those moments that deserve to stop time, you got to be able to hear it. Because with my mom, we had an estranged relationship because of her issues with like addiction and stuff like that. And me being the youngest of her children, I got the most aloof parts of her.
Agreed. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I remember when it was coming to like her last days, even if we didn't realize it, I think she might have realized it. And she was like calling me back to back. And I was so frustrated, like, why are you calling me back to back? Like, you know what I mean? Because our relationship was so tumultuous. You never know if it's like really something or she just being manipulative or whatever the case may be. And she was like, I really just want to see you. Or, I really would like to see you, which was weird for me because she's never asked that before of me. And something did pull to my spirit. I'm happy I listened to it and I went to go see her and spend that time with her. But that's the biggest thing. It's just like you get in a hustle or bustle trying to secure your own future and trying to make sure that your own family that you built is okay and that you do the things, go to school, work, and, do all the things. The hardest part sometimes is listening. Like catching those moments, catching what they really trying to tell you. Because they're not the most vulnerable. They're not going to come out like a storybook or read you a poem or nothing like that. They're going to make a suggestion and hope that you catch it. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about superwomanhood is that when it's that time or when they really need you, they don't know how to ask you for it. So you have to be able to listen and hear it. And that was hard for me, especially because I have my own issues, my own traumas, my own resentments.
That's a good
So
reminder.
the hardest thing is just, listen.
Yeah.
Even when you feel like you can't, just try to listen. Even when what they saying is inconvenient, you don't want to stop the time. You don't want to,
Even
just try
right
to listen as much as
now-
you can.
Even right now, like that, I appreciate it so much because it's a great reminder for me because I be so frustrated sometimes. But even right now, I'm rolling my eyes like, oh my God. But you're right in so many different ways. DJ, what's your hardest part?
It's literally watching my parents break down.
Yeah. Yep.
Like physically, mentally. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like they had me when they was young, right? So they was young.
You seen them at they spunk of a
I
spunk.
mean, I didn't see some shit,
Right,
I done seen some shit.
Yeah.
Like, but my grandparents was young too. Like everybody was young.
That's deep.
And now
Everybody's old.
everybody is old. Everybody, it seems like everybody is breaking down at the same time.
Yeah.
And now it like you said, my grandma is superwoman of the fucking year. But my mom, my aunt, they're taking care of her. And they gotta play superwoman. So she break down. And then my mom gets sick. My aunt's in the hospital. And everybody is going through all of this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, whoa. Okay, my grandma is supposed to be breaking down, but what is up with y'all?
Yeah.
My mom and my aunt.
That generation.
Because what the fuck is happening? And now,
And I think one thing about that generation too, I feel like, and a lot of them haven't healed. And I think a lot of them break down because they haven't healed. They don't do the shadow work that you need to do. They don't look inside. Like, I tell my mom all the time, like, we need to go to therapy.
Agreed. Me too.
And they don't be trying
They
to
be
hear
like,
that shit.
why we need a therapy? Why I need to talk to somebody? No, y'all need to try to do that.
Because you want to know the real tea, they think you really don't know. They think you really don't know about the things that's haunting y'all.
Yeah.
They really are convinced. They really have convinced themselves that they hid it from you and that you really did not see it.
And I don't know
When
from
it's
your
not
perspective.
true.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know from their perspective. I do not know from an adult's eyes. But I do know from my traumatized ass kids' eyes. And I know that now as an adult, there are things that I need to address from that as a traumatized ass kid. Which means that there's shit that you need to address as a traumatized as adult.
absolutely.
But they ignore it though.
Yeah.
And they act like it's not there and just try to sweep it up underneath a rug. No, we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because
And you
that's the
wanna
only
know
way
the
you get
truth?
to healing is if you talk
One thing
about
I
it.
realized is that a lot of times is because they had in their minds so many bigger problems.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They had to sacrifice themselves.
Yep. So for instance, you know, you might be traumatized because they had too many boyfriends or whatever the thing is that you've traumatized from. Mm-hmm. But they like, you traumatized from that. And I was going out and being treated this way in the street for no reason.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even fucking go to school. Yeah. And I couldn't even walk here without getting spit on. And I couldn't even find a fucking job. You know, I couldn't have a bank account. I couldn't. Mm-hmm. So the thing is that
ooh, you better bring in that black systematic issues.
The survival
history
issues that
baby.
they had and the trauma that you feeling in comparison, they like, that's what I had to do. Like, you sitting here worried about me yelling at you because of X, Y, and Z, and I was trying not to be mauled by dogs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, not to say that is right.
Black and
that's where they coming from.
Yeah. But don't make it so minuscule. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like, it's still just as important as your issues as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like, oh, what y'all went through was more hectic. No, don't think what we're going through is not as hectic as what y'all was going through.
And the crazy part is when it skips a generation. Because, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised by, you know, just my mama who experienced the war of drugs.
Right.
I was raised by my grandma who literally have been spit on by white people.
Exactly.
Well, so you get what I'm saying? So when I'm sitting here whining and crying because I feel like you too critical or, you know, little shit, like you calling me fat or you saying I'm not catching on fast enough to homework. And she was worried about literally like, okay, I'm being spit on by white people and still got to go to work and make this money so motherfuckers can eat. And you crying because I criticized you about your weight. Right? And so it's just like
that dynamic.
Well, and I think,
I think
the conversation is also the fact that a generation, and not the whole generation, but at least for people my age, I've ran into enough people my age to be able to say this, an entire generation kind of fizzled up. And a lot of it is because
smited. They were smited
like,
out of
that war on drugs. War on drugs killed people through drugs, killed other people through putting them in jail for a dime bag for 20 fucking years.
Or police
you know
encounters,
what I'm saying? Or police encounters, or
brutality,
just gang related, like that. There are in full generations of black culture
being
that
killed
have
over
completely
drugs,
been
over
wiped
money,
in
crazy
separate things.
Yep.
So there's this gap too, where it feels like we went from our parents taking care of our grandparents to the grandkids taking care of the parents and the grandparents.
And listen, no cap. And there were great grandparents raising great grandchildren.
There were.
And there still is.
There were.
And there still is.
Still is.
And realistically, there still is.
But I see constantly where there's a certain generation taking care of 2-3 generations above them. It's no longer just a pass down from one to one to one.
You got your grandparent, then you got your great grandparent.
Absolutely.
Sometimes your own parent. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, and the sacrifice to it is high, and it's an overwhelming responsibility in all spaces. But I'm gonna say real quick, my hardest thing about seeing my parents age, it's a trigger for me. So I have real perfection and superwoman issues. Hence is why I came up with the term surviving superwoman, because it's literally my life. I grew up with a real life ass superwoman. When I tell you the nigga was moving couches and beds around every week because she liked interior design, like, baby, a real life fucking superwoman. And as beautiful as it was, my biggest issue is to learn that it's just a comic.
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real.
And baby, every day I be mad, like, angry.
You saving the world on one end and completely sacrificing yourself on the other end, and it's not real.
I find myself angry at her when, now that we've made it to this point, and she's still trying to sacrifice because that's all she know how to do, and it pisses me the fuck off. Let me be clear. The fuck off when I realize that her day-to-day life is based around her sacrificing for everybody else. It is simply based on that superwoman role.
So when she had a time for herself?
She has it all the time, but the
she
problem
don't know
is
how to do nothing.
Her relation to value of who she is
doing stuff for others.
Is based upon saving others, not just doing stuff. It's being superwoman. It's coming in with that cape, and she don't have the cape anymore, physically, mentally, whatever, because she getting older, and it's just not there. And so that equally equates to her value of who she is as a person.
Mm.
And so we went through some things where with my brother and a whole bunch of other stuff where she just like she lost her whole value. And I had to realize through watching that it cannot be based on how you are impacting other people.
Mm-hmm.
As beautiful as that is, as empowering as it is,
It'll
you
never
get
be
down
enough.
to the end.
It'll never be
And
enough.
it still won't be enough. And those same motherfucking people that she sacrificed everything for, there's nobody there now but me. Not one soul. And I don't give a fuck who sees this. Because I can stand on, when I say stand on business, baby, I can stand on it. And I can
It
prove
is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's my hardest thing.
So the last question that we got, and this is probably going to be the hardest question, but we got to get through it. What's the thing you miss about your parents now that they're aging? Like, what's the thing that you can see is fizzling away or leaving or that they don't have anymore that you miss about them?
Being Superwoman. Even though it's not realistic, she had me fooled, right?
Yeah.
Baby girl had me fooled. I thought that one day I would get old enough and be able to manage it all too.
I can't do that.
And god damn it,
I
that's
can't fucking do
crazy.
it.
And every time I get hit with it, I feel like less than, because it's like I'm supposed to do this because that's what I was taught. So I miss the facade of Superwomanhood, and I wish I knew her as a regular person.
Yeah.
And not as
I'm not even
Superwoman.
gonna waste y'all time. My answer is the same
Mhm.
with both of my grandparents, like both of my grandmothers. My grandmother, my paternal grandmother who raised me, Bessie Mae. Everybody know Bessie Mae. If you know me, you know
Yeah,
Bessie
Bessie.
Mae. She's always just been super independent, that grind, that hustle, and she still got it in her. Like, please, my grandma,
do
for
y'all.
her age, she has not missed a step. Baby
A
girl,
beat.
do not play.
None.
Okay,
Zero.
She has supported me, still supports me to this day on everything that I need from the top to the bottom. But now she's not as independent. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even necessarily that I miss it about her. I really just don't know how to navigate it. Because I know her to be this person. And
Somebody else.
yeah, I have to accept the fact that she's not what she used to be, whether she's accepting it or not. And I have to adjust for it, whether she recognizes it or not. And so, and then on my maternal grandmother's side, it's just more about, I just miss her candor. She's not able to give it as much as she used to. But I just really want to say that I'm proud of her. Like, she did her big one. And she don't owe nobody else shit else.
Period.
She don't owe nobody nothing else.
Period.
I miss her candor. She cussed like a sailor. She was very honest. Like, she wasn't going to hold them up. And I get a lot of that from her. And it's a beautiful thing. And I just miss it. I just miss it. Like, and she doing her best to just be his present and, give everything she can still.
That's okay.
But she getting old. And that's okay. And she deserves to be able to get old in peace.
Yeah. And
I love her to death. But baby, I miss her cussing us out. I do.
You learn from it,
I
though.
do.
All right,
That's my
DJ.
baby.
You crying. Tell us what's up.
Don't come over here.
Okay. Well, you still got to answer.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's okay.
You want us to go to
DJ.
Arleen
Come on,
first?
Fred, give me your hand.
I don't want to go to Arleen. We're going to you.
It's okay. Come on, Fred. You got it.
That's like I said, my mama had me when we was young.
Mm-hmm.
But it's my grandma. It's my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So she was good. She wasn't
Yeah.
good. Like, she go even down to I'm gonna mow my grass myself until I can't no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was like overnight I woke up and she couldn't do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost one, and now the other one is just she can't do this shit no more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same answer, and I don't want to repeat it, but it is. I miss her being able to do
Repeat it.
everything
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Repeat it.
because I thought she was untouchable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I knew she wasn't, but I
Mhm.
thought both of them. I thought they was untouchable, and then all of a sudden,
They weren't.
You thought you would be more prepared.
Yeah.
Me too.
and it's nothing that can prepare you for that.
Yep.
Cause all of a sudden she was touched, and then that was it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like my grandma would cuss you the fuck out.
Mine too. I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
you.
Mine too.
My grandma.
No, my
was
grandma was
Bessie.
so
She
the
would.
nicest.
Well, one of them. The other one was. The other one.
Yep,
was a
I
different
got
vibe.
two. Me too. Because
My
Bessie man gonna cuss. She gonna make up every word
Oh,
to
nah.
not say a cuss
No.
word.
Betty
Like-
Jones gonna cuss, but Alberta, she gonna give you
Yeah,
grace,
like-
baby.
Yeah.
You're
My
gonna feel bad
grandmother
from
was like that.
grace.
She was just like real graceful. Like she would pray over you. She
Yeah,
just,
she gonna pray
she
for
gives
you.
an
You out here
essence
acting a
of just,
fool,
like, such
the Lord
a
is
lady
coming,
in a
okay?
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She gonna make you feel like
I
shit
ain't-
because the Lord is on his way.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandma was like,
Okay.
"Fuck you and fuck that bitch and fuck that hoe
Okay,
and fuck
Yes,
them niggas.
Grams.
Mama
and fuck
turned
that
around.
white lady over there.
Fuck 'em
Don't
all.
let
Yes,
your friends
girl.
around your
Niggas.
man. That was her favorite thing. Don't let your friends around your man.
Not
Them hoes can't be
nobody.
trusted.
And don't trust your friends. And ain't none of them your friends.
Yeah.
Don't trust
Oh
them.
my
ain't got no
God.
friends.
Don't
You
do
don't
that.
have
Don't
I'm your
do
only
that.
friend.
You know,
I'm your only one.
Yeah.
that's just the part for me.
Yeah.
Yep. I understand.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's-
What about you, Arleen?
Honestly, for my people, I just really just miss the fun times. Like I feel like we got to a point where we just so serious about everything. And I really just miss like the fun times. Like, you know, I understand being serious and everything. Like you have to get to that point, but finding times to actually have like more so constructive family time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean by constructive, I mean like, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff that's more so uplifting to everybody as a whole that you can actually see. Not just, oh, we about to be drinking and smoking and shit. Like,
Right,
no,
right.
like that stuff's getting old. Like what are we doing for the actual next generation that's about to come up?
Amen.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
that's
Beautiful.
where I'm at, like with it. Like with my people, I'm like, bro, like I love fun times, y'all, but like, can we get some other type of fun times?
Right,
please?
right, right.
And I was gonna say too, really quick. I think one of the hardest things too about seeing the Superwoman thing, and like realizing that it was all a joke. It also secretly tells me that I'm not a Superwoman,
Absolutely.
and it's like
And it feels like failure
it feels like all the shit.
because I'm supposed to be what
that
they
you
were.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yep.
this time, I thought I was supposed to be what they were.
Yep.
So then it's like, well, what are you?
Mm.
Because being a superwoman, it's gonna run out. And seeing that it's gonna run out is scary as shit.
Yeah.
And so now when I put all my time and effort towards my career,
It's your future.
and
You
towards
looking
my
at your
plans,
future.
and
Yeah.
towards my all these things, I am terrified.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do with that.
Mhm.
Like it's a secret thing in the back of your head. Like, yeah, and you can't be like that either. So now what? You know, and then that's
And
when
you're
you
not
get to
gonna
that
be able to put
empty
that
ass
off
space.
forever.
And yeah,
It's inevitable.
not happening.
Unless
It's not happening.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, the rest of the space is empty.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck else is there besides
Yep.
superwomanhood?
Yep.
Yep. Human.
What is that?
What the fuck
boring.
is that?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I'm just
It's
saying.
boring.
boring.
It's boring. There's no instructions. It makes no sense. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like it is. Especially as a black woman in America, what the fuck is there besides taking care of
Everybody else.
Right.
That's what the
And
hell
she-
we.
That's what we've
Right.
been since the beginning
Rosa,
of the time.
even Rosa, Harriet, you know what I'm
like,
saying?
what
Even the motherfuckers that was
right.
fighting the power, they was only fighting
Putting
to
it
take
on the
care of
line.
other people.
Putting it on the line. Putting
Yeah.
it all
For
on
other
the line
people.
for everybody else.
Like
Yeah.
Rosa
Okay.
said, it's just it's a lot. So there's an internal debate and issue as well
A
that
failure
I struggle
and a
with.
guilt.
Yeah.
That-
That's how
yeah.
it feels to me.
And survivor guilt, a failure, confusion. Like the list goes on and on. It like a waste of time. Like what the hell was
Have
I
I
in
been
college for
doing?
acting a goddamn fool if this shit wasn't gonna matter? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Why was I in there shitting on white people? If it wasn't gonna matter, right? So it's just all of that. But that was just what I wanted to add to the end. But let's
All
get
right.
into the Fantastic Four, real quick.
Yes. Okay. So we are at the end of the episode. We're going to give our Fantastic Four. As you know, Fantastic Four is a group of superheroes that we love so much. So we wanted to give a Fantastic Four at the end of all of our episodes. And this today, related to our aging parents, we wanted to give a Fantastic Four of the most valuable lessons, 4 things that your parents have taught you. Okay. Now we got to make this, pretty quick. I know that that's a loaded question, but I'll go first. For example, okay, my grandparents, my grandmothers especially. I mean, it's 2 to my grandparents and then 2 to my parents. My grandmother taught me that make sure you got your own. Make sure you got your own. If you can't take care of nobody else, make sure you can take care of yourself. Okay. The second one is from my maternal grandmother. These bitches ain't your friend. And I know that sounds combative as hell, but it's one of those things where you have to be skeptical about who you let in your circle. That's not something you take lightly. So I don't take it literally. I just take it as a concept. Be careful who you let in your circle because everybody don't have the best intentions for you. And that's real. It sucks, but it's real.
That's real as fuck.
My mother, the biggest thing she taught me was to take up my space. Do not shrink yourself for nobody. Everybody gonna feel some type of way about what you're doing and what you got going on or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, do not shrink. Be you and bring that fullness to the table. And for my dad, it's keeping your head up, not being a quitter. Things in life are gonna happen to you. And it's not gonna always go your way. But don't get caught hanging your head feeling defeated just because shit didn't go your way. We ain't no punks. Some shit you got to take to the chin and you just got to keep moving forward. And so that's a big thing that my dad taught me.
That was good.
Yeah, you
That
should
was
win
last.
last.
I'm sitting here like,
You should have went last.
damn.
All right, DJ, what's yours?
Damn. Okay. So, number one thing, don't work for free.
Okay, drop
Period.
You
As
know.
she's sitting here working for free.
Listen,
because she ain't got paid for 4 years. Okay, y'all. We ain't had a check
listen.
to
We
save our
talk,
life.
it's long-term goals involved
been
in
free
it.
in it.
Period. Long time ago, this ain't
Where-
free.
this is their investment.
Add to the
Granny
table.
about to fuck all of us up.
It's
free.
long-term
Working for
investments
free.
involved here. Okay.
Okay.
But that don't work for free. Okay. I fix computers. Don't ask me to don't ask me to
She
fix
ain't
your
lying
shit for
about
free.
that.
Period.
Like I made money like that in school. Don't ask me to do shit for free.
Damn. I didn't even know that.
Me neither.
Girl, Geek
I got a
Squad
couple
charge
problems.
way too. Girl,
Come on,
that's a
now
whole
we
nother
got
episode.
in-house Geek Squad. This motherfucker ain't never said
Let
that.
me know something.
Never, because I got a computer broke
Because
right
she
now.
knew we couldn't afford it.
No.
Because she knew we couldn't afford it.
We already got enough.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
the
Okay,
Okay,
go ahead,
go.
DJ.
Don't
Sorry.
work free. Mean what you say what you mean.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Mean what you say what you mean.
Okay.
One thing I learned from my parents, accept your spouse for who they are.
Baby.
My mama and daddy, they know exactly what each other is and who
Yeah,
they are
beautiful.
and what they go tolerate and what they not, and it is what it is. My daddy know my mama and my mama know my daddy.
Period.
Like the back of their fucking hand. They both Libras and they know it, and it is what it is.
That's beautiful in so many ways.
Yes, so
You
many
know,
ways.
it's some
No
little
fake
complaints, but it is.
expectations. Yeah.
Yep, I
Yeah.
know what it's gonna be, and
Yeah.
and I love it, and I accept it, and that's
And even if I don't, it's who he is. It's who she is.
that's
period.
it. That's my partner, and,
And
I'm
I
gonna stick
love him
beside
anyway.
him.
I love him enough. That,
And
that
that is-
bullshit is fine.
That is it. Okay, and also teamwork.
Yeah.
Because my mom
That's a
and
good one.
listen, like my mama work nights, my daddy work mornings. The hand off, the pass, it's your
Was
turn,
great.
it's my turn,
That's a
it's
beautiful-
this.
Come on, Baton.
It passed the baton back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I like that's something I admire.
I love
That's
that.
beautiful.
That is something I admire.
Oh,
the
thank
teamwork
you.
make the dream work, and I see that.
All right, Arleen, what's your 4?
Oh, what's my 4, huh? No, honestly, okay. So, I would say unlearn and relearn. Just in
that's a
anything,
good
you know
one.
what I'm saying? Because, like, some of the things that we was taught, like, might not have been the best things that we should have been
Absolutely.
taught. So, try your best to get a different perspective and learn something new. Stay organized.
Amen. Amen.
Woo, that's
Amen.
It's loud in here, ain't it? Like, no.
Yeah, that's one thing my mom preached. She'd be like, always try to stay organized, whatever, like that. Like, stay organized. Like,
Yeah.
do your best to, be on top of what you need to be on top of. And then for my daddy, he's saying shit. My daddy really be like, fuck him. You feel me?
Okay, no, that's a good one too.
That's a good one.
Like literally, like because like he's saying, you know, life can come at you with twists and turns. So like literally, like when it comes to like certain stuff, sometimes you just gotta say fuck it.
Fuck it.
And you know what I'm saying? And let
that's the
things
best.
be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What it's gonna be is what it's gonna be, and just make sure that you got yourself and that whoever you got following you is gonna be following you and that you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because God got you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, God blesses the child that got his own. So
Okay.
you're gonna be all right.
Yep.
Gonna be all right.
Yep. I needed that.
I love that.
Okay.
So my 4 is always depend on yourself, right? So one of the beautiful things that I absolutely love about my mama is that in the midst of chaos, in the midst of pivoting, in the midst of figuring the shit out, God damn it, she gonna figure it out. If it's something that she gotta move, change, like baby was great at a Rubik's Cube. Okay, we gonna figure it. We're gonna, whatever it is, okay, this is what you want, this is what you need. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna rob Peter to pay Paul. We're gonna rob Grace to pay Susan, and everybody else in the goddamn middle. And that
These
just
names.
is what it is. Okay, and that like in DTE too. Shit.
Okay.
Whoever needed.
Because they not getting paid on time.
And, so and it's just not. Defy the odds. That's another my
That's a
mama
good
thing. They gonna expect what they gonna expect. Walk in there and do it. Period. Like one thing I loved about mama is no matter what she was told, she always told me that I can do anything.
Period.
And y'all know from working with me over these years, y'all know that
really
the shit
believe
stuck.
that shit.
Yep. I sure do. Listen, but I will never forget. I was like 5, and I will never forget her looking into my damn face and was like, "You know, you can do whatever you want." And she probably don't remember it, but I do because the shit stuck. Because now I be in meetings with
Doing
y'all.
whatever the fuck
Whatever the fuck
I be in meetings with y'all on my Beyonce like. But do they make a bigger one? Like, I don't understand.
Right.
And DJ be like, nah, that's all we got. Well, DJ, I feel like
another one.
I don't believe you, okay? And she be like, this motherfucker. Yeah, I know. Blame Glow.
And now look at us. Here we are.
This is very literal, but it's really a thing that my dad taught me that I take take with me. He taught me how to drive with my knee, and I know it's crazy.
No, that's a
But
real
like,
thing.
baby.
I don't know how to do that.
I do.
That's good for multitasking, okay?
Some shit.
I'll never forget when I was in driver's training and I learned mostly everything. One day he was like, I need to take you driving. And we was in this parking lot and he taught me how to drive with my knee. And he was like, I'm going to tell you this. He was like, I know me and you know, we be going at it or whatever, but I'm not crazy. Your mama might think that you always going to be responsible. I'm not a fool.
Nope.
I need you to teach how to drive. I need to teach you how to drive with your knee in case it ever comes up
Where you
that
gotta
you need
drive
to
with
drive with your
your
knee.
knee.
And I'm not finna live in a world
And
where I
that's such a
think
deeper meaning.
yeah, because he was like,
You
I
might gotta
can't
smack a
even-
bitch.
You know
My
what I'm
dad did the same thing. He taught me how to steer from the passenger seat.
Yeah.
He said,
that's
you
a
never
baby.
know when
Yeah.
you need to be able to guide a motherfucker
Yeah.
where you going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grab that
Listen, you got
motherfucking
to
wheel.
Yeah.
Listen, okay,
But that's
y'all.
it's a safety
I be
precaution
doing
though
all-
because
Yeah.
stuff get crazy.
Let me tell you, I can do all type of things
If
in
it
my
is
car with my
good,
knees.
listen,
I can do a
most.
whole turn with my knee.
No, I
in the-
know what you be doing.
Okay.
driving
That's
with
a
your
talent.
nigga.
First of all, that's a motherfucking talent.
I do, and people always laugh, but it meant so much to me. So that's my thing.
That's
And
a
then my last
talent,
thing
baby.
comes from my paternal grandmother. So for a long time, I didn't think that I learned a lot from her, because she was quiet and graceful. And she sat in the back seat a lot, and she let her husband speak for her, and she raised a beautiful family.
The opposite of you.
But baby, you know, I'm in here tearing some shit up, okay? I'm gonna speak it. You ain't speaking to grandmama. What I'ma say it for you, God damn it. I feel like she wanna say this. And now that I've seen my granddad is getting older. He was always the mouthpiece. But he's getting older, his dementia is getting something, and seeing her forced to be out in that space a little more shows me that she was always able to be there in the first place.
Oh yeah.
she was the sounding board.
Oh,
she was whispering
always.
in his ear and he was saying it out loud.
Absolutely.
And so, like, the grace.
The grace of it.
Because if there's a motherfucker on this planet, baby, that can do it, Alberta Ray can do it better than anybody.
And don't underestimate that.
Grace. The silent leadership, the silent guidance, the look. How I can give you a look and raise 10 kids off of motherfucking look. Like, oh, baby. The past few years have taught me that silence has been a beautiful thing, and I've been tapping into it. And like, just really, like, I've given people a look and had things change.
And it serves
and I didn't
you.
have to say a word.
It's
Telling you.
And because I used to give everybody time. I had time for
Yeah.
everything, every place, everywhere, and I'm going to give it to you as long as you
And
need
I
it.
ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Now
I always
don't.
do. Even now I do. But what I've learned is that the tool, it's a tool. And it works so much better to be able to look at somebody and not say a word. And get what I need, and that
Silence
came,
is
and that
golden.
that's
telling
from
you.
my grandmother.
It's
So
like now
those
I
are my
get
4.
it.
Yeah.
Now I get
Yeah,
it.
and I don't even think I get it. I don't think we get it yet, even to the extent. You know what I'm saying?
But
I feel
you
like we
leaning in.
tiptoeing into
You
it.
leaning in.
I can't wait till 40s and I tap into it. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna give a fuck at 40.
I really
You're
do
not gonna give
appreciate
two
that.
I ain't gonna give a fuck at 40.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, I
really
want to thank
appreciate
you
it,
so
though.
much for being so vulnerable with us today. I cried. I think we all cried a little bit. But I appreciate it because this conversation needs to be had. And one thing we want to make sure we condone here at Surviving Superwoman is that camaraderie with your sisters, people who can give you that validation and comfort you while they go through the same things is a beautiful thing. So we encourage you to collaborate and have those real deal vulnerable conversations with your girls with the cape off. So thank you, ladies, so much for doing that with me today. Thanks for tuning in to Surviving Superwoman Show. Des, go ahead and let the people know where they can find us and take us out.
Y'all already know. I'm just so grateful that we able to have these conversations and to be able to create these spaces right here, because I know I need them, and I hope y'all need them too. So if y'all looking for where to check us out at, if you confused, if you want to tune into the show, if you just want to binge, because you might as well binge.
Might as
You know what
well.
I'm saying? Because the episode's coming out every motherfucking week. Boom, boom, bam. Hit us up on Apple, Spotify, and as always, YouTube and goldengirlsgroup.org.
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 Yep.
And so if you ever looking for a nonprofit to give some of your time, energy, and especially money to, make sure you look at goldengirlsgroup.org, because we out here supporting all of the black women, and we
Yeah.
need your coins. We need your coins.
Throw us the money.
We need your coins.
some money.
Okay? Some money. I need that money. But we love y'all so much, and thank you so much for joining us on the Surviving Superwoman Show, and we are out of here.
Love you.